Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to your latest TEW2020 video. John is still in the beta at this moment in time and we continue our C-verse journey with the Total Championship Wrestling Company, TCW, and another episode of Total Wrestling on Ace. We're on the road to the war to settle the score. We've got this week's show and 2 more weeks of build before the next pay-per-view as we continue our journey within the C-verse. So, we're starting to get good show ratings, we're starting to get good attendances. Shall we carry on? Will we give you more C-verse action? Let's do so. So we are in the Austin, Texas, Mid-South region. Let's just double check. That should hope. In fact, you know what? Let us just let the game set it. Let's see if it does give us a decent venue without me touching anything, just the region. I want to try that. Let's try that. There's your show. 13 segments. Let's just nail it. So, 8,062 Austin, Texas, that's pretty decent. And we start off the show with the announcers putting over the fact that tonight, 6-man tag main event, Sammy Batch, Aaron Andrews and the one-man army will take on the team of Wolf Hawkins, Jay Chob and Freddie Huggins. So a pretty good main event, looking forward to that. It's a C60, I was going to say C64. It would actually be a C64 I believe, possibly. But a 64, still a good rating, happy with that. And yeah, we did not get penalised for nothing happening in the angle, so that's always a bonus there. The opening contest of the evening had decent reaction from the crowd in Subpar Wrestling, as the Human Arsenal defeated Nick Booth in 10:57 with an ammo dump. So a 50 rating here. Obviously, Nick Booth not the most over person in the world, he's still making his way in the game. Human Arsenal seemed off his game, and we had Floyd Goldworthy doing some good work at ringside as well. But yeah, it's a decent segment here. If we just quickly go to the dirt sheet, you can see they're penalised for holding back, inconsistency. Yeah, unable to use high risk moves, but still, it's a decent opener. Not as high pace and high rating as I'd normally like, but I'll take it. Next up was another matchup in the tag team division, and it was between the Mighty Meaty and the Elite. Not Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson and co. It was about the good wrestling, good heat and decent wrestling. And the Mighty Meaty defeated the Elite in 8:44 when Mighty Mo defeated Eddie Chandler with a plunging spinebuster. In this matchup, Eddie Chandler was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's performances. You can see there the babyface team, especially Mighty Mo, far better in terms of in-ring performance. But a 60 is pretty good. And as I say, that's a lot of positives there, charisma, star quality, so the babyface team certainly doing a good job here. Next up, again, no penalty for it, but a hype video again promoting Chris Flynn back from injury. I mean, that segment got a 44 rating. And next up we had Joshua Taylor in action. Obviously, he's been kind of like a guy that's been putting people over, but he's been like fairly good in the ring, so I felt like let's give him a win here. So, and about that had great heat and decent wrestling. Joshua Taylor defeats dazzling Dave Diamond in 9:11 with a butterfly lock, submission hold there. 64 is good considering a 65 and a 57, and Joshua Taylor benefited from having a hot new move. A few negatives here, of course, the high risk moves not being able to be used. A few guys not too happy with morale because they have been left off a pay-per-view, but yeah, solid. And then Chris Flynn's eventually in action, and he took on Chance Fortune. Another win for the bad guys as Chris Flynn wins with underhanded tactics and 8:33. So a 54 rating, not much to separate both the guys here as they are members of the Elite and Divine Fortune. And that storyline does advance for this segment. A few negatives there, but overall, it's good for where it is, to be honest. It is a decent mid-card match. I don't want my mid-card all getting 70s and 80s straight off the bat. You need to build that. Next up, we had a decent reaction from the crowd and terrible wrestling, and it was Texas Pete who defeated Dean Daniels in 8:39 with a Lone Star drop, but we also had Ernest Youngman run in and attack Daniels on his debut. So it's basically another guy taken under the wing of our Avatar, Big Tech's Avatar, and he's joined in there. He got a great rating for his cocky youth gimmick. I was tempted to go babyface, but I just felt like, nah, he looks like a heel. So unfortunately it cooled the crowd a little bit because the ratings between Daniels and Texas Pete were pretty similar, but yeah, the faction that our Avatar has got is slowly but surely gaining members. And after the matchup, they beat Daniels down. So Texas Pete and the Shunlin beat him down. Unfortunately, it's cooling the crowd a little bit even more, so down with a 31 there, 2 drops for the crowd. Hopefully, we can pick them back up. In fact, let's test it. There we go. Well, the good thing is, it's Greg Gage that's in promos next, so I'm quite happy to continue the show without editing stuff in, but it's the first time I've really utilised this feature. But you can see there, it's not too bad show so far. It's maybe dwindled a bit here, but hopefully we can pick the crowd up and have a very, very strong finish. So the promo with Greg Gage, gets 68, so probably a bit higher, but he's piping up that future match with Human Arsenal. He's just saying, when the time's right, mate, I am going to absolutely leather you, and I'm going to retain this championship. No one is on my level. The segment gained the storyline some heat, and it got the crowd interested, so obviously, with it being done to a disinterested crowd, obviously it's going to deduct it a few points. And he took on Avalanche Takano, who's back from his injury now. He's obviously fully healed. And a decent matchup saw Greg Gage defeat Avalanche Takano in 10:46 by pinfall, and it was the 14th defence of the TCW television title. So a 64 rating, not too bad. A 73 for Gage, a 43 for Takano. But yeah, just giving him some more momentum, and the few negatives there, as you'll see. Yeah, literally high risk moves. So very good from both guys. Next up, we had Laura Catherine Huggins. And she did an interview. She was hyping up, the fact that Freddie Huggins is going to, win this 6-man tag tonight, and he's also going to defeat One Man Army. So the manager, just a 63 here. I was hoping a wee bit better, but no negatives to speak of. And that main event drew a 74, and it was about that had fantastic heat and good wrestling as Wolf Hawkins, Jay Chord, and Freddie Huggins defeated Sammy Batch, Aaron Andrews, and One Man Army, when Freddie Huggins got the win over Aaron Andrews with a Huggins kiss. So the champion loses to Huggins. That may have been a mistake, because I think it was meant to be Jay Chord that goes over, but hey, that gives me an opportunity there to go, well, we can write up what does Huggins do the next couple of weeks. Does that give him a title shot? So I'm going to try and book that on the fly. But I think we might have ourselves maybe even a wee fatal 4-way at the next event. We'll see. That error could turn into something successful. But anyway, it's good to see in terms of ratings. Aaron Andrews, Jay Chord, and Wolf Hawkins all up at the 80s. Sammy Batch and Huggins at the 66s, and One Man Army down in a 58. The storylines, one advanced and gained heat. And great chemistry, of course, between Freddie and Laura Catherine. The worry, though, is a 74, and I feel like it's going to probably be maybe a low 70, high 60 show overall, because after the matchup, basically Aaron Andrews gets back up and just starts chasing Jay Chord away. Because we'll just say Jay Chord set up the win for Freddie Huggins, but unfortunately here, the segment loses heat. Both guys come across well and look excellent out of it, but a lack of anything happening. Apparently, chasing a car is a lack of anything interesting happening. So a 65 there, it is a 69 overall, and unfortunately there was pop in 11 regions. It's kind of the level I want to be at though, because I keep stressing not every wrestling show is going to gain pop, and there is going to be a few hit and misses in there, so I'm hoping that is more my booking style in TEW2020, is just like, here, if you lose pop, cool man, it happens. It's all part of the journey as long as the storylines make sense. So I need to make sense of that main event. We'll have something between Huggins and Andrews next week, I think. We'll maybe even try and look to see if we can make that a 4-way. Because at the end of the day, bringing those guys into the main event, fair enough, won't make it a really, really good match, but it's something that you look at in the long run. And fair enough, if we don't do this save in the long run, then we've still got an idea of what works and what doesn't work. So we'll back into the main screen, we'll take a wee look at what's happening in the office screen, and we'll hope for the best. Hopefully not too many contracts here that are getting updated, merchandise and the scene pop up there. There we go. So TCW presents Total Wrestling Report, drawn a lot of praise, so it still says it was a pretty decent show. Obviously that takes a wee bit further away from getting to the next level, which of course is big. So back down to 74s, that's okay. We'll get there if we keep playing. Ace were unhappy, that's not good. And the viewing figures was a 1.71, and the drug test was 3,000. I actually want to check that. So again, getting used to it. Well, it's still getting used to this interface. It isn't obviously going to change in like. Well, this is going out on Friday, so yeah, later today hopefully. So what I want to check is TV ratings. So yeah, or worst TV rating as well. That's not good. That ain't good. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. As I say, we're in a good position. We've got the want to settle the score in 18 days. As I say, 2 more TV tapings. And yeah, hopefully it's a really good pay-per-view. So we'll end this particular video here for the C-Verse. As I say, I want to do a few wee things with the C-Verse. There is definitely an intention to do a Road to Glory, so you're completely building characters from scratch with that. I'm going to see what I can get out for the Saturday. It might be, tomorrow might be another C-Verse video. It really depends, to be honest, because obviously I'll be starting the real world stuff as soon as this game releases. I just need to see what mod suits best for what I'm going to do. Patch 21, including the nerfing of the Wrestling Nerd kind of stuff, really gives me Nirvana. Really gives me an opportunity to go AEW is coming really soon. But I'll keep looking at a few mods. I want to kind of give, because there is so many mod makers, I don't want to just use one exclusively. I'd kind of like to give a lot of them a kind of shout out and go, right, if you like this idea, this is happening on this mod and this is happening on this guy's mod. So I'll try. If the game is going with schedule and releases on the Friday between 6 and 9 as they say, ideally, I'm in a Formula 1 league on a Friday night, so ideally I can get it after my Formula 1 race, and I'll be up for SmackDown, so I'll get it bought then, and I'll test out a few things there. Don't know if I'll guarantee get something recorded during SmackDown, but at least I'll get a wee bit of a playthrough. If it comes to worse, I might just record a WWF 1983, and that'll give me a wee bit more time to kind of look around and see what I've got done, because it's a weird one, because you don't know what mod, I still don't know what mod I'm going to be using in terms of date as well, so it's great having ideas, but I don't know what ideas I'm going to use, so get a notepad ready then, but April's already prepared for the 1983 mod. I just obviously need to get the full edition to do so. But apart from that, thanks for watching, it's much appreciated. As I say, while we're in lockdown, you're pretty much looking at daily content, honestly, and I'll say as soon as the full game's out, I'll be streaming as well. So yeah, lots are happening. Just as soon as we get the green light to go, we'll be lights out and away we go. So thanks for watching, much appreciated. Any thoughts on the C-Verse? Let me know how you are going to be going in TW, whether it's going to be the C-Verse or the real world mods. Let me know what you're thinking of going company wise, mod wise as well. And yeah, of course, support the usual places: TWDB.com, Grey Dog Software forums for all your needs, and of course the Fantasy Bookers subreddit. Always check it out, man. If you're a redditor, may as well. So cheers for watching, stay safe, see you soon, bye bye.